Yes. Okay, so the entitlement to today's e-flyer is motivation when knackered, okay? This came from an email that I received late last night from a lady called Karen who used to train at the gym where I worked. Karen, how are you doing? And her main question that she's asking is that she's really, and I think a lot of you will associate with this. I certainly do, in all areas of life, in business and in fitness and in nutrition and in relationships, to be fair. I definitely used to be the king of the 6-weeker before getting cold feet. So she has basically said she's really, really great at starting programs, and it's a really good time of year to discuss this because many of you will be thinking about starting now. Many of you, this will be classed as your first day of 2021, I believe, really, because we'll be back at work. Christmas is gone, things have got a little bit of normality, and, you know, why not? I'm 100% down for, you know, let's create a head start on 2021. You know, we've still got a few days, haven't we? So I can't see the names anymore either, guys. So just the comments. So drop me an hello, drop me a morning if you're on, and then I can see that you've commented and reply to you. So yeah. So her question was that she starts plans. It goes really well. She starts working out 5 to 6 weeks. And then everything goes to shit, okay? And shouldn't actually use that word, that's my bad language. So something knocks her off course, and it's usually, whilst I'm saying this, just let me know as well if it's something that you associate with. So she starts the plan out, it's going really well, she gets in 5 to 6 weeks. This is a constant cycle that she is stuck in, and something will happen as little as a car alarm going off, she's put, an unexpected early late night or start, drama involving her daughter, we've all been there, or son, and it's nothing she can plan ahead for. So it's what I would call an unexpected obstacle, okay? Once it happens, she can't be asked to work out because she loses routine. When she can't be asked to work out, she can't be asked to train properly, to eat properly, and nutrition goes out the window. She can't stop snacking, she's completely exhausted, and then the days go into weeks, go into months, and she finds it impossible to find a way back. Do I have any advice? Okay, so I think this is that something that's really common for you guys as well? I'm going to be asking more and more questions on these lives, so I want you to start getting involved. I want you to start asking questions, and I want you to start letting me know what you see value in and what you need help with, because I'm doing my part. I'm turning up every day. I'm doing these lives for you. Like I said, I'm here to completely help anyone as much as you want, as long as you want. I'm never ever going to not answer a question. So you guys do your part as well. Grab a set of balls / ovaries and, you know, start putting your hand up and saying what you want, saying what value you need, saying what you need help in, okay? So how do we stop stopping is the good question, really, isn't it? Because I've done this so many times, and why it is so crazy is I could have been, like the old Lee, could have been in a complete routine for 6, 8, 12 weeks, routine for keeping alcohol and drugs under control, routine for exercise, routine for nutrition, going to the gym, feeling amazing. And let's face it, who has that like 3, up to 3, 4, 5 month layoff, and then something happens, right? And be honest, guys, it's normally a fucking massive bender, isn't it? Okay? The weekend happens, we party, we rave, whatever your tipple is, get leathered, off your nut, whatever your choice, and that is just the one thing that screws the week. Monday morning comes, no energy, no drive, eating shit all weekend, can't be asked to get out of bed, arguing everyone with no motivation, feel like curly white dog shit, and then that week just rolls from there, okay? Because we don't understand and control the emotion, so it just starts to drift. and we carry on eating shit all week. And then all of a sudden, you're in that cycle when you're like, how was I going to the gym every day and doing my walks every day and getting up at 5 a.m. every day? And now all of a sudden, I can't get up before 8. I've not been to the fucking gym. I feel like shit and I'm just eating crap 24/7, okay? And we've all been there, haven't we? And when you do, it's that feeling which is exactly, morning Claire, morning Ian, morning Stacey, it's that feeling which is exactly what she describes. It's like you had this nutrition routine, you had this training routine, and then all of a sudden you don't do it for 3 days, and eating a healthy meal or going to the gym feels like climbing Mount Everest because you've got out of routine, okay? So the first thing with this is key, which is routine. But there's some much deeper psychology in this that I'm going to come into as well. But drop me a comment as well. Apologies for the burp. It's my Facebook Live. I can burp if I want. And a cup of tea, freezing after that walk in the snow. Who's been out walking in the snow today? Give me a hands up. Massive buzz this morning, walking back and just seeing this huge long line of just my footprints in the snow. Do you know why I buzzed off that? Because it means that and I don't mean this in an ego way because I don't need any help with that, as you guys know, that told me that I'm standing way above every single other person who lives in this area. And I'm proud of that. I'm really, really, really proud of that. In the entirety of, I do live in Creswell, so it may not be hard. Apologies for anyone who lives in Creswell. I live in Creswell, so don't get butthurt on it. But they were the only footsteps. I was the only person who had gone out at 7:30 this morning. The only person. And that made me feel absolutely fucking epic. That's why I took a photo of it and posted it on the page. Anyway, I'm digressing again. So, yeah, and then that first day when you have one day back eating, one good day back eating, one good day back at the gym, one good day getting rid of negative shit in your life, and you're like, I feel amazing. I can't believe how good I feel just from going for one gym, one walk. And it's like that epiphany when you just like, morning Robert, why did I ever stop this? But I've literally trained perfectly for 6 months, gone on a fucking bender, got leathered, and then not trained for 3 months. Emma, if you live in Creswell, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So why do we do it to ourselves? That's what we're going to delve into. I was doing this thing that was making me feel absolutely incredible. And then I went and did this thing that I thought I needed to do that made me feel like death. And then I carried on doing it for 2, 3, 4 months until I got a serious wake-up call. And before I had to make serious change rather than it being a choice, okay? So, for many, today's the first day, really. The first day of 2021, isn't it? I'm kind of classing it as that. Morning Janine, morning Emma. And the big mistake you are all making, okay? And this is what's going to happen when all the New Year's revolution bullshit has come out, all the tourists, all the new year, new me for about 6 weeks. And the reason why is, okay, because you need to drop the all or nothing mentality, okay? If you've been a fucking wreck and eating shit and boozing and not training for the past 3 months, morning Lisa, then it's not a good idea to just completely stop drinking, start living on lettuce, water and air and going to the gym for 90 minutes a day because you will burn out, okay? Now, so don't be all or nothing. Let's get back into it slowly. Let's learn to walk before we run like a child does. And remember that the small steps all add up to the win, not the massive giant steps that you know that you're not truly ever going to keep up, okay? So I'm going to go through some tips in order to do this, okay, which I urge you to take, and we're going to be going through loads more on my free fat loss, nutrition, training, mindset, body 2021 domination across the nation webinar tonight at 8 p.m. Okay, I'll drop the link in, it's almost full. I'm also going to give you 50 quid off a program if you're on that webinar, only if you're on that webinar though. Okay, so number one is, you will all have seen people post about SMART goals, okay? Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time bound, okay? Let's just take the R, okay? Realistic, okay? Set realistic goals. Sorry, Janet, but you ain't going to lose 5 stone in the first 8 weeks, okay? Unless you're an absolute fucking warrior, okay? But this is what everyone says, okay? Along with as well, people, okay? Lose is spelled L-O-S-E. Loose is L-O-O-S-E. Lose body fat is what you want to do, okay? Nearly every single person, when I ask them what it is they want to achieve, I need to lose 6 stone, 8 stone, 5 stone, okay? Any of those things. I need to give up drinking altogether. I need to stop this. I need to stop that, okay? Okay, that's cool, but that's a long-term outcome. And this is the reason why you keep on stopping and giving up, okay? Because it's not measurable, you don't have time-based deadlines, and you've got no accountability, okay? This is why you find starting out so easy, but then you quit so easily as well. Because starting is easy, carrying on going is hard as fuck, okay? Continuing with it. That's why it has to be sustainable, that's why it has to be realistic, and that's why you have to be patient, okay? You didn't gain 7 stone in 8 weeks, so don't expect to lose 8 stone in 7 weeks and then get peed off and quit because you can't achieve it. The reason you can't achieve it is because you set unrealistic goals, okay? So how do we keep momentum going, okay? Anyone new join in, drop me another hello. Is this all good? Is this good content, guys? Come on, let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Are you the type of person that, are you very good at starting a plan, but then you quit very quickly before looking for the next plan? If that's you, drop me a yes, okay? So why do you keep quitting or stopping? Or why, let's use me as an example. Why did I used to keep quitting and stopping, okay? Now, the reason was one of 2 reasons, okay? Always one of these 2 reasons. Only ever one of these 2 reasons. While I'm doing reason 1, anyone post below if they think they know what the reason number 2 is, okay? Now, reason number 1 is your why, okay? Now, your why is your emotional attachment to the goal, okay? If there is no emotional attachment, it is just a whim, okay? It's a dream, it's a nice idea, and you are never, ever going to do the work that's needed in order to do it because you have no reason, okay? Now, if you want to apply that to me and how I've become, I'm going to use the word reasonably successful. I would actually say I'm very successful and I'm very happy at the moment, was when I actually nailed down my why, okay? And I've got 2 whys now. One is I've began to talk about my mum very openly. It would have been her 67th birthday today, believe it or not. And she died when she was 27, 6 months after I was born. Now, I look at a photo of her every morning, and she is my why to do everything that I do, okay? She's my anchor. She's my bullet point. She's my drive, okay? Because she, unfortunately, was not privileged enough to live past 27. So I'm going to make damn sure that I take every single opportunity that I am being gifted that she didn't have and use that as my driver towards my goals. Now, do you think that gets me up for a morning walk after I've looked at her picture? Or do you think it makes me want to stay in bed and make excuses, okay? I want her to be proud. I want her to be looking down thinking, that's my son. That is my son, okay? He's doing what I want him to do, okay? He's making me proud. And that's my first why. My second why is Nat and Logan, okay? I am not going to be miserable, mardy, depressed, anxious, aggressive anymore, angry anymore, any of the things that I've dealt with in the past, because my son is watching me every day, okay? He's listening to me now, having his nappy changed, and he's picking up on my behaviours, and he's copying and he's following. And I look at a photo of him every morning as well, because I need to be his role model. And as I've told you before, my dad left straight after my mum died, okay? Doesn't bother me, okay? Because he taught me about the type of dad that I want to be. And that again is my why. And that is why I do what I do. That's how I train That's how I do these videos every morning. That's how I run the business. That's how people say to me, how do you do all this stuff that you do? It's crazy. How do you DJ? How do you play the piano? How do you produce? How do you run club nights? How do you do all these things? Because I've got the strongest why in the world, okay? So before anything else, get the anchor to your goal, okay? Get the emotional attachment. Get the reason why you want to achieve what it is you want to achieve, okay? Now, number 2 is so many of you are focusing on the goal and the outcome, okay? Not forgetting the progress and the process, okay? So when you focus on the end result, you will always become demotivated, because as humans, we're naturally impatient. You know, we've got this need for instant gratification. Sign up to coach, must have dream body in 10 days, okay? Not going to happen. It's going to lead to disappointment. Now, what things is it for you guys as well? What things get in the way and then make you stop? So Karen's were lack of sleep, unexpected early start, car alarm going off, getting woken up in the night, late night at work, drama with the kids, okay? So these are basically unexpected obstacles, aren't they, okay? Does anyone else have any other reasons why they feel that they get started on a plan but then can't continue it past 6 weeks? Because I really want to know, because this isn't about me, this is about you. My plan's nailed. It'll be nailed every day this year, okay? It's about me helping you. So me helping you, I need to know why you think it is that you keep stopping after 6 weeks, okay? So drop me a comment with that. Now, most people have these habits, don't they, of starting something, doing really well, giving up really quickly. It might be eating well, it might be training at the gym, it might be being nicer to your partner, it might be being a better parent, it might be being stopping spending so much money, it might be stopping drinking, it might be stopping drugs, it might be stopping watching pornography, it might be stopping smoking, it might be stopping gambling, any of those things, okay? And people are generally good at it for a short while, and they're like, oh, fucking hell, I fell off wagon. Fucking hell, I had a bet this Saturday. You know, and then we're back into it, aren't we? So the reason for me is, and the second one, is that we need to focus on the doing, okay? Rather than the getting, because we're all locked in, do this, get that, okay? Get that's probably going to be a long time away, and then the do this doesn't get done, okay? So I actually wrote down a personal example for this. Some people don't like talking about money, but I do, and I'm quite happy to share my goals. So I very openly have set myself a goal to make £1 million this year, okay? It's a strong goal. Now, if I go ahead, to you, it might be stopping drinking alcohol. It might be stopping smoking. It might be finding the love of your life, okay? It might be losing 7-8 stone, might be becoming a professional bodybuilder, whatever it is that's important to you, the big dream, the big goal, the big outcome, which we still need to have, okay? But if I just go about my day, I want to make £1 million this year. I want to make £1 million this year. Okay, no plan, no structure, no strategy, okay? So I've said this year, so I've used a SMART goal, haven't I? It's specific, I want to make £1 million. It's measurable by the end of this year. It's time bound. It's achievable, okay? So it boxes off all those things, but it's too big. It's way too big. And if I just focus on that, all that will happen is that I will become demotivated, because I'll never ever feel like I'm going to get there. And that's how you guys will feel when you send me a message saying, I need to lose 7 stone, Lee. Okay, well, Stacey, let's focus on the first £7 on a plan you can sustain whilst loving life and having some balance and having a drink when you want it and not having to live in a gym and eating food you love. You know, would that sound like a better plan? That we try and lose the first £7 and then we reset and then we set a new goal to lose the next £7 on a plan that we can sustain. And there we go, we've broken it down, short and measurable goals, and we've taken 1 stone off of the 7 stone, okay? That is what's achievable in 5 to 6 weeks. But if you're working through 5 to 6 weeks, just thinking, okay, now I need to lose 7 stone, okay, now I need to lose 7 stone, you know, it's just gonna lead to nothing but demotivation because it's too big. So what are my steps, okay? So my steps towards that goal are I'm going to do 365 live videos like this every single morning on this page. I will have to be dead to not do one, okay? Or very seriously ill to not do one, okay? I've committed to that, okay? Made myself accountable to Steve, and I've made myself accountable to Nat, and I've now just made myself accountable to 13,000 people online, okay? We'll come on to accountability tomorrow. I'm also going to send 365 emails in 2021, okay, to my database. And interestingly enough, some of you will have received it. I sent an email out this morning and I received a lovely email back from a really nice guy telling me to fuck off, okay? Now, this is the interesting point, and this is again something that will happen. This is your missed training session, okay? This is your missed diet. This is your missed anything, okay? It would be very easy for me to have got offended by that, got upset, stopped sending emails, started to question everything, wondering if it's going wrong. These amount of people haven't opened it. He's clearly pissed off. This amount of people have unsubscribed, okay? None of that matters, okay? What matters is that I'm doing the action, okay? I've just unsubscribed him. It doesn't matter. He doesn't want to sign up. He's never going to sign up, okay? So he's gone. I'm going to do 52 webinars. That's 1 per week, every single week in 2021. I'm not going to drink next year at all. That's probably the one that there's least chance of me actually nailing, but we'll see how it goes, okay? If I do lapse and maybe have 3 or 4 parties, I'm not going to build myself up, but at the moment it's on my list to do. I'm going to track my food every day. That's non-negotiable. If you want to add me on my fitness power, as of this morning, I've tracked my food for the last 915 days consecutively. And I'm also going to do 2 hours learning every single day from my array of books and all my audiobooks. So, yeah. So think of those. Are any of them that hard? Is it that hard for me to do a live for 15 minutes every morning? Not really. It takes me about an hour to prep the content, but it's achievable, okay? Is it hard to send 365 emails? No, not really. Is it hard to do a webinar every week for 1 hour? No, not really. Is it hard to stop drinking for a whole year? Not really, if I want to do it. Is it difficult to do 10k steps per day and track my food every day and do 2 hours learning per day? Not really if I'm dedicated, but those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 small daily steps. If I forget about the £1,000,000, do you think that those steps are week by week going to lead me very, very closer towards my goal? Do you think my followers are going to gain every week? Do you think my supporters are going to gain every week? Do you think more people are going to trust me because I do it consistently every single day rather than being live once a week or doing a webinar once every 7 weeks, by which time they've forgotten who I am, you know? These are the small steps. These are the baby steps, and this is what leads towards your goal, okay? So what I want you guys to focus on working on, and this is how you stop giving up so easily, okay, is you have to plan the small steps. But what you need to understand is you only control your actions, okay? Not the outcome. I don't know if I'll make that much money, okay? You don't know if you'll lose that amount of weight because you're not in control of that. So we're focusing on things way in the future and things we can't control, and that's why we become demotivated, and that's why you keep stopping, okay? That's why your enthusiasm keeps dropping and your motivation keeps stopping, so because it's too far away, okay? So, tiny little bit that we're going to finish on, and another real world example. Again, any questions, let me know. I'll answer them as best I can. But, you know, that reason why is that we need to start living in the present as well. And that's why I do the thing with my mum and Logan every day. And that's why I have these daily tasks that I do every day. Because all I need to focus on is them. And I know eventually, if I nail those daily tasks, they will lead me to the outcome. But I don't have any control over the outcome. The only control I have is over me taking the action. Now, many of you are living in what's called the shit zone, okay? And that is the final reason why you keep starting a plan and then you quit, okay? Because think of 3 boxes, okay? So we've got the start, we've got where you are now, and you've got the end, okay? So the start, you've progressed to get where you are now. So don't ignore that period because it shows how far you've come, okay? Then we have the present where we should be thinking one day at a time. Nail one day at a time. Nail 7 individual days and you've got an amazing week. Nail 14 and you've got an amazing fortnight. Nail 28, 30 and you've got an amazing month. Then set new goals, then start on the new month, okay? Forget about the outcome, nail the process and results will come. But in between where I am now and the end, which for me is £1 million, is what's called the shit zone, okay? Now, when you are in the shit zone, all you focus on is how far you've got to go, which is a very, very long way, okay? I'm not thinking about how well I did this week, about how I implemented those steps. I'm not rewarding myself for doing 7 lives. I'm not looking that the followers have gone up. I'm not looking at that my interaction's gone up. I've not looked at how many people I've helped and had an impact on their lives, which is loads and gives me the biggest buzz ever. If you just focused on that thing that you want, and you're not thinking about 1, what you've already achieved, and 2, what you are in the motion of achieving and what you want to do on a daily basis, those small steps, then you will live in that shit zone, okay? And that is that is the sole reason why you keep failing, because you keep looking at the big goal and every time you try for 3, 4, 5 weeks, you don't achieve it because it's too massive. You think, oh, what's the point? I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to look like him. I'm never going to look like her. I'm never going to make that amount of money. I'm never going to have that house. I'm never going to have that car. All these things we all say. What are all your goals as well? Who's already set some goals for 2021? I'd love to know. And then we can maybe go through how you could break that goal down. Okay, so that's it. In short, that is what I'm going to finish on before asking any questions. I really want to know your goals. We must have an outcome. We must have a dream. We must have a big goal. But this needs to be broken down into daily steps that become the focus, not the progress, okay? Because if you nail the steps, if you nail your daily routine, I guarantee you, morning James, how you doing buddy? James Jury. James is massive on mindset and will back me up on this as well. You know, when you nail one workout at a time, you will reach your goal. But if all you think about is the goal, whilst you're still trying to bench 40 kilograms, then you're just going to give up after a short period, because your goal should be getting towards benching 45 kilograms, okay? Because that will mean that your chest is growing. That's achievable. You can do that in 1 week. No, you don't need a form for goals, Stacey. Just write them down yourself in your diary. And those steps will lead towards it, okay? Just like if you're obese, if you're massive, you should not be commenting on or setting the goal of, or even saying to me, I need to lose 7 stone, okay? Because you need to lose 1 pound on a plan you can sustain, okay? And when we break these down, we have small wins, small daily wins. What do small daily wins do? They flood your mind with positivity. They flood your mind with progress, and they flood your mind with motivation and enthusiasm and wanting to continue, because you're celebrating the movement and the progress you are getting, no matter how small it is, rather than focusing on the big overall goal. Okay, so yeah, let me know. I'm just going to go through these questions now. What's your guys' biggest take home from today? What have you found helpful, and what do you need help with? So, morning, Stacey, Gavin, Rochelle, Danielle, Mark, Peter, Dom, Jane, Mark, Lynham Stocks, Martin, Emma, Creswell fan, Melissa, brother, how you doing? Laura Shredded McCarthy, Kate, Derek, Laura, John, Danielle Yanovich. There's too many now, guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this anymore. Sophia, Skelly, how you doing? Sophia, I called you guys lap dancers the other day as well. I must apologise, guys. They're not, all the girls in my group aren't lap dancers, they're pole dancers. Nat pointed out to me that those two things are very, very different. I wouldn't know, but apparently I called them lap dancers and that's not what they are, it's pole dancers. So I do apologise. Okay, so the first question. So I'm going to skip to... Okay, Stacey, partner resenting me for while he cares for the kids, making me feel guilty when working than taking time for me. Okay, so that's a problem with him, not you. Remember, it's about him, not you. You might want to remind him that you just didn't stumble across his dick and that two people made that baby and he has equal responsibility to look after it and bring it up, okay? Whether he wants to accept that or not is up to him. If not, maybe it's time to move on. Laura, learn more about nutrition and train in it. Okay, so we've nailed that goal down. Stacey, again, form few goals. No, just write them down, but spend a decent amount of time writing your goals down. In fact, do you guys want me to do the whole live seminar tomorrow morning on goal setting for 2021? If you want me to do the whole of tomorrow on setting goals and learning how to break it down and how to do SMART goals and make them specific, measurable, time-bound, attainable, realistic, all those things, drop a yes so I know there's enough interest and we'll do the complete webinar tomorrow then on setting short and long-term goals. Stacey, pass your accountancy, I love that. Weight loss to be fitter and happier. Great comment, just to be happier. You know, that's such a massive thing that people forget, isn't it? What a goal. What's your goal for 2021? I just want to be happy. That's a really cool goal. But again, it's one that we can take small steps towards, you know. It is the classic ladder scenario, you know. One step at a time and we'll get to the top, but we're not going to get right up there. Okay, cool. Andrea, how you doing? I'll be dropping you an email in 2 minutes. Tors, good morning. Sophie, Stacey, I'll reply to your 18,000 voice notes as well once I've got a spare hour. Joking. Vic, how you doing? Hope Dan's good. Tors, Martin, yeah, I think I've just... Michael O'Regan, I think I've said hello to everyone. Right, guys, that's it. I'm going to love you and leave you. So 8 a.m. tomorrow, we will do a full webinar on goal setting, okay? I'm going to do it, I'm going to have to do it on Zoom so I can share some slides. And I think after tonight's webinar, though, I know how to share a Zoom webinar to Facebook. We'll find out. But yeah, non-clients and clients, there's also a webinar tonight at 8 o'clock. I'll drop the link in. There's loads of knowledge in it as well. It's not just one of those sales ones. So it is applicable for if you've signed up or not. If you haven't signed up and you do want to join the unbreakable Freeman Fitness movement, then you will get an offer of £50 off on that webinar as well, which will only be on offer from 8 p.m. until 11 p.m. So if you miss out, you procrastinate, you don't want to do it, it's going to cost you. So see you all tonight at 8 o'clock. Those of you who are joining in, private message me if you've got any questions. I'll drop the link in here. Goal setting webinar tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Let's go.